How would you rate that performance tonight? That's a great statement to make in America, isn't it?
Oh yeah, yeah. I got him out early. I was hoping he was going to get back up, and yeah, I think it was a good hook, and he stayed down. It was, you know, it was a very good opponent. He has a great record, and it's really great to be on such a big event and to take him out early with a, you know, good performance like that.
With that belt, what do you want to do next?
Yeah, I spoke to Luis Ortiz, so perhaps on the Fury Wilder rematch, we can make it happen for that. But yeah, I'm ready for whoever. So maybe like 1 or 2 fights before that, or you know, maybe for the rematch.
Joe, do you fancy a big domestic fight?
Yeah, well, I'd love the Hughie Fury fight for the British title. I'd love to win that belt.
Is that important to you to win a British title before stepping up? Is that
Oh,
the
yeah.
next step?
It's a beautiful belt, and I'd love to win it for obviously for.
I think he's already proved his worth there. Andy Ruiz, it took him a while. Joe's made light work of a pretty decent fighter there. So I think he's proved he's beyond domestic level, in my opinion.
So what level then? If you're beyond domestic, Joe, what level then? Do you think a world title shot is that what we're after next, or what the stepping stone? You tell me.
Yeah, I'm ready to challenge the best. You know, maybe one or two, and I'll be you know, challenging for the world title. So I saw both Fury and Wilder's performance tonight, and you know, I believe I can mix it at that level.
Question.
Joe, what did you think about the main? What did you think of the main event and the decision and all that?
I thought it was an amazing fight, and you know, such a big event. You know, it's electric. It's amazing to watch. Like, it's a very you know, it's a close fight, and I saw like the Showtime scores on, you know, saying that like Wilder had won like 2 of the early rounds, and then his majority is mostly Fury, and then obviously the 2 knockdowns. That's like a 10-8 round. So Wilder obviously won those rounds, but I thought he did enough to take it.
Joe, I just wanted to ask you, like, can you comment on the heart that it took Tyson Fury to get up? Like, as a fighter, when you see a guy go down as hard as he did, especially in that 12th round, to get up, what it takes for a guy to get himself up and finish? I think there was 2 minutes left in that fight.
Yeah, he got hit with some missile, some grenade, and you know, just laid there and you know, regathered himself, and you know, got back to his senses and managed to, you know, drag himself up from the floor, and yeah, and he, you know, hung in there, got through the round, and you know, managed to clear his senses and get back onto the job. So you know, showed tremendous heart and toughness to do that, and obviously boxing experience.
Joe, when do you fancy an opponent that's going to give you a war in the ring?
Oh, I look forward to that. I'd like maybe Baby Miller. That would be a good terror, or Clark Kalmaki or something. That'd be you know, that'd be good, especially viewing as well. It'd be good to get him, you know, get through the rounds and you know, keep it going. Yeah, because yeah, I feel I've got like a lot more to give and a lot more to show these fans, and
Joe Hanks wasn't a mug either. Joe Hanks is not a mug, definitely not. He's had a good career. He's only lost twice, and Joe's effectively punched his dreadlocks off only in 1 round. So he's ready. He's ready for all the big challenges, and that's what he's in boxing for. That's why he lives in a cabin in Big Bear and puts all that hard work. He's ready for all of it. But Luis Ortiz verbally agreed. I shook hands with him and said he's ready to fight him. So let's see if he's a man of his word.
yeah, if it makes sense, then yeah, let's do it.
Does that fight have to happen in America, Joe, for you, Ortiz?
I'm flexible. I can box both here in the United States and also in the UK, so wherever.
Joe, if you're interested in fighting Luis Ortiz pretty soon, what did you think about his performance tonight?
Yeah, I thought he was good. Obviously, he's Cuban, southpaw. He's very, schooled in the art of boxing, and Travis Coffin was, really tough to keep getting up, and he's still fighting. He's still in the fight, and I don't know. I was watching it thinking, I think I would have finished him off a lot sooner, and I also think that I can hang with Ortiz and beat him, so it'd be a good fight.
Thank you.
Can you talk about, since you made your pro debut not too long, or your States debut, excuse me, you just fought on a big stage for everyone to see. What was going through your mind when you won?
Well, what was going through my mind is, the whole event. So I just want my name to be, me versus someone else in, big lights, and to have like the whole crowd on me, and the arena filled out to the max, shouting my name, and fighting having a challenging fight, but overcoming that fight and winning and being victorious. That like you can't sleep when you get back, get back to your bed at night because you're so buzzing, and I want to get that feeling again.
Compare fighting in America, the atmosphere, thank you. Compare fighting in America in terms of the atmosphere versus fighting in the UK. Compare like how you feel.
Well, it's different. Like in the UK, the fans, they sing songs and they chant, and there's a lot more atmosphere. I think today's show was like really great. They had the music loud when for the entrance music, and in between the rounds, and it was a really well done show, and I really enjoyed it. I can't wait for the next one.
Is there anything that took you back in terms of preparing for this big stage? It's a Showtime pay-per-view, and compared to, you only have 6 professional fights. Obviously, you have a great amateur pedigree, but can you talk to like what made you go, wow, this is really going to happen?
This event?
Yeah, this event, yeah. In totality.
I think, just mix it, like, just, being here, and, I'm one of the first pay-per-view bouts of the show, so it's, only a matter of time before I'm, in bigger fights, and, there's a lot more interest. I'm building my name here in the States. I think, a lot of people know me back home, but a lot more people get to know me here, so, I'm happy for that, and, I just want to keep on training hard and getting in the right fights, and giving the fans what they want to see, exciting fights. They call me Mexican Joe, or the Juggernaut, and what comes with those names is exciting fights. So that's what I love about boxing. I love the training, and I love fighting. And
he's never going to be in a boring fight in style. He's never going to make you bored, ever.
He's never going to get out of the first round.
Well,
She's been winning.
depends how tough and skilled they are.
Compliment. He's not everybody out.
It's entertainment, isn't it? I think he entertained people for however long he was in the ring earlier, and that's what he's come here to do.
I think he's ready for like a Luis Ortiz.
We said this last time, you didn't believe me, looked at me, I was crazy, you didn't you? And I tell you, he's ready for it. Luis Ortiz, he's a skilled boxer, he really is. Like, you can't overlook someone like him. He's an incredible fighter. But I think, how old is he? 40 years old, 41. No, I'm asking how old is he? He's a lot older than I think he's listen to me. Joe brings the heat for that pace that he set in the first round. I promise you, he can maintain that pace, and he's got another gear in him. I think Luis Ortiz's old legs would need some WD-40 on them for that. I'm telling you, it's factual. He would put him out. I'm telling you that.
What round?
I'm not saying what round. I'm just saying he would punch his face in. I really do believe that.
I asked Richard Schaefer. He says he would love to have it next. Then I asked Abel. He said he would like it in a couple more fights. So.
Abel, oh yeah, okay. If Abel said that, then let's talk about Manuel Char. Let's talk about Manuel Char as well. Manuel Char is a real possibility as well. So whether we have to go to Germany or we bring him over to the UK or it's in America, it doesn't matter. The result will be the same.
Abel, right here in the front. If I could just get your comments on what did you think about his performance tonight and this whole fighting Luis Ortiz pretty soon?
No, it's not silly. His performance, these are the kind of fights for the coaches that are learning fights. These are the fights that prepare us for the winner of tonight, or we should have won tonight in the main event. He fought well. He did exactly what we worked on. He did exactly, the left hook is a left hook that I've been working on with him because it was different than he used to throw before. But we fought a tough guy. We fought a guy with only 2 losses. We fought a guy that went 10 rounds with Derek Rossi. Derek Rossi at the time when they fought was one of the spoilers in the division. And yet he made this guy look like he was nothing in there. I think we have a couple fights before we challenge somebody like Ortiz. But when we do challenge him, he'll knock him out. Ortiz doesn't have the talent to stay with Joe.
Thank you.
Joe actually talked about training with Abel Sanchez up in Big Bear. As we saw, Golovkin was here, so he was obviously supporting a stablemate at the time. But just talk to us about that atmosphere and the other fighters that have trained up there. We saw Fury was there for a couple of weeks for this fight, and you know the Triple G, Gassiev, and so many other champions up there as well.
Yes, it's like Abel's got the formula. He's got you know, the formula for making champions, and you know, we're all like that. You know, high level, got great sparring there, and you know, we all train hard, and you know, it's good to be in a, you know, like a busy gym with you know, great champions, you know, up and coming champions and current champions like you know, Golovkin. He does. Oh, I got a present for you, to Joe. And he comes and brings some weights and shows me some other exercise. So, and you know, we're running every morning, and I think the altitude and you know, the fresh air in Big Bear and the solitude and the camaraderie is all things that you know, help building champions.
Abel, your assessment of Joe when he's training and when he's sparring and just on the mitts with you, your assessment of him.
He fits the mold that what they were trying to do up there in Big Bear. Gennady being in the gym at the beginning when he first got there, it kind of showed Joe the kind of work ethic that a champion on his level has, and Joe took to it. He trains hard, he works hard, he's got a smile on his face when he's there. That's so important. It's so important to be in a good mood.
One final question for me. Do you think all that training is really worth it when it's only just 1 round?
Of course. That's why it was 1 round. That's exactly why.
Joe, there's a point in the fight where you had him hurt and you kind of let him off the hook for a second. Like, the referee didn't get it in the middle. Was that just a mental lapse, or?
No, I was a bit confused. I thought he was getting a count. I was like, I don't know, but maybe he was good. I gave him a bit of time to recover, and then I could like set up something else.
I mean, the knockout came very quickly after that. Was that something that you would give him the help for if he made it back to the end of the round, Abel?
No, actually, I showed him some several weeks ago. We were watching some George Foreman tapes, and you remember when George Foreman used to hurt somebody, he'd like back off of him later in his career. The Jerry Cooney fight that comes to mind, and I thought to myself in the corner, I said, "Shit, he must have been watching George Foreman. Let the guy, he wants to go punish him some more after he recovers." I thought that's what it was.
Joe, before the fight, did you go to Tyson Fury's dressing room? Did you guys have any words and advice to each other, or?
We was just on the way there, but we came to.
No, before the fight.
Oh yeah, before the fight. Yeah. We went over and shook his hand, and you know, say hello to them guys there and, you know, wish them good luck. And, yeah.
How about you? Did he give you any words of advice for your fight?
Yeah, just told me well done. And
You got there just as the guy hit the canvas.
You've sparred Tyson Fury, and when Deontay Wilder landed that right hand, in my humble opinion, I thought the fight was over.
Everybody did.
Okay, so yeah, I'm leading into that, Joe Joyce. Did you think the fight was over based off of your rounds that you sparred with Tyson Fury and what you can and cannot say?
I thought it was very hard. I thought, yeah, I was just, you know, hoping because I know him. I spent time in the ring and I wanted him to win, so I was just, you know, I was hoping he got through that and, you know, managed to hang on and avoid some further punishment, further punches, and managed to grab hold of him and get through the round and, you know, get his brains unscrambled for the next round. Yeah.
Well, it wasn't a next round, it was a 12th round, that's why it was just so, it was amazing to me.
He deserves a lot of respect, doesn't he? He was like the Undertaker coming off the floor, wasn't he?
Hey, that dude.
Nobody's looking to tell about it, but I was telling Abel, Mike Moore didn't get up from that shot against George Foreman. And Tyson Fury did. George Foreman, Michael Moore was trying to get up, but his body, you saw his eyes, but his body was
Tyson had 3 years out the ring, that was him at 60%. I really do believe, I think 100%, I think Tyson wins. I thought he won tonight, because I might be biased, but I believe he won a good fight. Draw is going to be a great rematch.
Draw is fair.
Also, he's a born and bred, you know, traveller fighting man, so, you know, that's how he managed to get out from that.
Speaking of the traveller, he's coming next, so thank you, Joe Joyce. Are you not entertained? Go on, Sam.
Sorry, guys.
All right, Michelle. Who's going to start? Frankie, you
Right here. Tyson, to your right, congratulations on a great performance. First of all, how did you get off the canvas there in the 12th round? I mean, that was a really violent knockdown. I thought for sure you were out. Can you talk us through that?
Well, first of all, I'd like to thank everybody to turn up for the press conference, and I hope everybody enjoyed the fight as much as I did. How did I get up from the knockdowns? I don't know. I had a holy hand upon me tonight and brought me back. And I got a good fighting spirit, and, you know, I never say die. I get back up, and, you know, even in the 12th round when I got knocked down heavy, I got back up and probably won the round. Fought back and wobbled in a little bit as well. So, listen, I'm not going to take anything from Deontay Wilder, the Bronze Bomber, the unbeaten WBC champion of the world. Great fighter, great venue, great team around him. Listen, we can only do our best in that ring. And no matter what anybody says or what anybody don't say, Deontay Wilder is a hell of a champion. He showed great heart tonight, and not the easiest man in the world to hit, as you can see, but he persevered and kept coming all night. Just want to say thank you to Deontay Wilder and his team. Thank you to America, Showtime, BT Sport, Frank Warren. It was a great fight, and it was a pleasure. But listen, it was what it was. I enjoyed every second of it. I'm not going to sit here and complain all night, scream robbery, this, that and the other. I thought I won the fight. I'll leave the audience to decide what they thought. But listen, two men tried their hardest tonight, tried our guts out. We trained for 10 weeks, away from our families, put the sacrifices in. We both came in great shape, very fit, and it showed. I hope everybody enjoyed it as much as we did. I'm sure we're going to put a great show on in the second fight.
Tyson, do you think in a second fight, again, you're right, do you think in a second fight, given now you had a big fight at the high level like this, you would perform at an even higher level than you did tonight?
You know, you never can tell, but one thing I do know is there wasn't many people who thought I could come here and box like that after the 2.5 years out of the ring, and it's not been any secret what I've been doing out the ring. I've been living like a rock star. But that ain't a great thing, by the way, because I've had a very low time doing it. I fought back from suicide and mental health and depression and anxiety, and I wanted more than anything tonight to show the world that it can be done. Anything is possible with the right mindset. If you believe in yourself, you sacrifice and dedicate with the right help, you can come back. Because when I sit here and say, I was on the brink of suicide, I mean suicide, and I came back with the help of Ben Davison and a great team around me, we were able to achieve what we achieved tonight.
Take us through the 10 seconds of that last knockdown. We saw you get up, like it was amazing what you did in the final 2 seconds, but for those first 5 seconds, you looked completely out. Can you take us through those 10 seconds? Did you go from completely knocked out to waking up? What happened? Did Jesus Christ come down and wake you up? What happened?
I think so, yeah. I think I had the holy hands upon me tonight, and I was brought back, rose me to my feet on the brink of defeat, and the lyrics I stole from a tune. But I can't tell you because I don't know. I don't know what happened. I got back up, I was slipping and sliding, obviously got land on me, and I counted it, bang, with a good couple of shots back. I probably should have, that round should have been probably a draw in the last round, but listen, it was what it was. It was a great fight. I ain't going to complain and call Wilder a million names because he's a great champion. And that's what champions do. Listen, I'm the lineal heavyweight champion of the world. I ain't just going to lay down because I got punched in the face and knocked down. We get back up and fight. I'm not the lineal champion for nothing. And this is the first time, every time the lineal heavyweight champion has come back from years out of the ring, he's been destroyed. So I set a precedent tonight. I think I'm the first one to come back and do well. But it was a great experience. I just want to say BT Sport and Showtime and everybody who's involved in this fight did a fantastic job promoting it, and everybody who turned up. It was a great night, a great experience in my journey in life. Thank you to everyone who turned up. God bless you.
Hey, good, Tyson. Congratulations to you on your effort and your performance tonight. But what I hear from you, it sounds like you're happy with the draw. Is that accurate?
That's the question.
Right here. Sounds like you're happy with the draw. Is that accurate?
I'll answer that one. I think that everybody should be thankful to Tyson for being so professional under his conduct when we all know sitting in this room who won that fight, but he also could have caused a riot if he kicked off about that scorecard.
Do you know what it was? I was telling my brothers and my family to keep quiet. There was about 8,000 travellers and Brits come from around the world, 10,000. They probably would have smashed this arena up if I'd have instigated it. I mean to the floor.
So really, I would thank you for keeping that, being professional, doing it under that conduct.
I just wanted to be an ambassador for the country and the people.
Over here, Tyson. First of all, I want to commend you for overcoming the mental struggle that brought you to this place tonight.
Yeah.
It's not easy for any human being when they have struggles within inside of their soul. For you to accomplish what you did tonight, my hat goes off to you. Now, with that said, do you think you have your focus now?
Most definitely. You know, I showed good focus all year. If you look back at a year ago today, I was about 400 pounds. I was in terrible shape. I was so terrible. It's no secret what I've been through. But it's proof that anyone can come back from anything. With the right mindset and the right help, anyone can do it. It ain't just me. I ain't a special human being. I'm just a normal man. But with the right help and the right guidance, anyone can turn a life around. And like I say, I wasn't fighting for myself. And when I was down, I wasn't just down on that campus in round 12 for me and my family. I was representing everybody who suffers around the world. I had to get up. I couldn't stay down. I had to get up and show that you can continue and you can carry on and anything is possible.
Tyson right here. Since the draw happened and everything happened here in LA, would you be up for going for the rematch in Vegas to get that under your belt?
Do you know what? I'm happy for the fight. I trained really hard. We didn't get the decision we wanted, but it's life and life continues on. You know, I'm not going to cry like a baby over spilt milk. It was what it was. But I'm going to go home, enjoy the Christmas, enjoy my family, and sit down in January with Frank and my team and recalculate. We don't know what we're going to do next, but I hope it was a good fight. I'm going to sit down and watch it and recalculate and see what happened, where we went wrong, what we did right. And we're going to sit down and see what our next move is.
And after you and Deontay had your moment after the bell rung and everything, you made it a point to call out Anthony Joshua. Why was that a point in that moment to let everybody know and put him on blast?
You know, it's no secret that Joshua did not want this fight. And he didn't want it for a reason, because Deontay Wilder is the most fiercest puncher in boxing history, in heavyweight division history. And I saw that tonight, I felt it. No wonder AJ didn't want no part of that right hand. He can't move like me, he'd have been nailed. But listen, I stood up for my country, I stood up for my people, my pride, my family name, and I represented the United Kingdom of Ireland tonight. And I've done it well, I'm proud, and I just want to say that I am a true-bred fighting man. Wilder came over to the UK and showed it up. He called out Joshua, he got offered a lot of money, money that could change countries, probably make broke countries rich. He turned it down. And I come in here, I said to Deontay, I said, I'm sorry for what's happened here. Deontay's got the text, I'm sure he'll tell you the same. I said, I'm sorry what's happened here, I said, but you offered me the fight, I said, I did that. And I just want to say that it was a great opportunity. Deontay Wilder's a good man, good fighting man, and I respect him. You saw that after the bell. The build-up was the build-up. We had a great build-up. I don't remember a better build-up than that for any fight. Two heavyweights, I had a great dance partner. And I just want to say, Deontay Wilder, he can definitely fight, he's definitely a showman. He definitely can talk.
Five questions for me. Do you think AJ gets up from that two-piece in that 12th round?
No way. No way. He can't move. So he would never have got out of the way of Wilder. Wilder's got lightning fists and he's dynamite in his hands. Great fighter. Respect him a lot.
Frank, quick question for you and Tyson. Frank, number one, what are the parameters of the rematch clause now that we have a draw and Tyson? Is it clear you want the rematch next?
Well, at the end of the day, if that's going to be down to Tyson, but from my perspective, I'd love the rematch. I'd like to see it in the UK. Fill a football stadium up. We'd fill up Wembley, Arsenal, any of those big stadiums.
Can we not have a holiday?
Old Trafford. Come on, Frank.
We go to the Arsenal.
But Frank, there's the
no, we want the fight. Listen, do we want the fight? You know, it would have been a good, whatever the result.
Talking to the mic, Frank.
Sorry, whatever.
Talk to the mic. Go ahead.
Sorry. Whatever the result was, I thought Tyson won it, and I thought he won it well. Whatever the result of the fight was, it was a fight that you want to see again, irrespective of a draw, or whoever won the fight. It's one of those fights that you want to see it again, and we want to do it again. But we want it in the UK. That's where it should be the next one. He came here. He's travelled to Germany, to the other guy's backyard in Klitschko. He's come here. Now let's let him have some home turf. Because home turf, he'd have won that fight.
So Tyson, is there any other fight that you want besides Deontay Wilder again next, the immediate future?
You know what, like I said, I'm just going to enjoy this moment because the last big fight I had, I didn't enjoy the moment. I was depressed right away afterwards, but now I'm feeling fine and I'm just going to enjoy the moment. It was a good fight, I put in hard work in the training camp. I'm going to go home, enjoy my family. I've got to give Davison here some time off. I've had him away from his family and girlfriend for like 14 months, solid. He deserves a break, don't you, old Davison?
Oh, need it bad.
Get up there, my boy! Listen, I just want to say as well, big shout out old Baldy at the back there, with glasses on. Get up there, old Baldy! Big shout out Ludi Bella. Great guy. Thank you for the respect all the way through training camps and good man, I like you. You're a good fella.
Tyson, right here, straight in front of you. Right here. I heard what you're saying about you feel like you got up and did it for everybody that has been in your position, been down. But even though you got the draw and you still have the title, do you feel like a winner, even though it's a draw on the record?
100%. There's no losers here tonight. Look, when I was speaking about this fight in the build-up, I said regardless of who wins or loses, the decision of that fight, the real winners tonight were the fans. Me and Deontay had a lot to lose. 10 years each as a professional. We both turned pro in 2008. We both had 10 years unbeaten as professionals. We both had zeros to lose. We both had pride and respect in everything, belts, everything. But it was what it was. The fans were the winners tonight, the real winners. But no one lost the zeros. I felt like I should have won the fight, but I ain't gonna complain. I'm not gonna call Deontay Wilder. I'm not gonna run him down. He's a great fighting man, and I respect him, and God bless him as well.
And one other thing, Tyson, what does it say about you as your fighting spirit, your will, that he had knocked out everybody he ever faced? Yes, Stavern in the rematch, but not you.
No, listen, I said in the build-up to this fight, Deontay Wilder, make no mistake, he's probably the biggest puncher in heavyweight history. I don't know anybody who knocked out 39 or 40 opponents, then rematched the one who went the distance with and knocked him out. He's a fearsome puncher for sure, very much so. But I've got a fighting spirit, a fighting heart, and you know, God is with me. So if God is with you, who can be against you?
Tyson, over here.
Russell!
Congratulations, what a great performance tonight. How much satisfaction does it give you? How much satisfaction does it give you that so many people were saying he's come back far too early, he's lost too much weight too quickly, he needed more tune-up fights. And you've had a nice little tune-up fight now, maybe to prepare for him the next time. Does it make it easier for the next time?
We're going to have a holiday, mate. Come on, Russell. Listen, I'll speak the truth. I had 2 fights in, I don't know how many years has it been? I've had about 3 fights in 5 years. Been the most inactive man on the planet, but like I said, everyone said coming into this fight, he's fought nobody. Wilder knocked him out in the round. He only fought Sefer and Francesco Pianetta. Who's he fought on Wilder's level to prepare him? But like I said, who did I fight on Klitschko's level to prepare me for that one? I rise to the occasion. Something deep down inside me makes me the man I am. Like I said, make no mistake, I'm not sitting here and I'm not happy with the draw, but I'm a realist. I thought I won the fight. I thought most people thought I won the fight, but I'm not going to cry over spilt milk. It's in the past now. It was history. Both men got out the ring healthy, and we both got back to our families. That's the most important thing. You know, this side were both massive behemoths of men. Anything can happen in there. And I'm very thankful that we both got out the ring in one piece. Both got all our faculties. I should have won the fight, but I'm not going to complain. It was what it was. I come away, I'm on away soil, but what disappoints me was the British judge, I don't know what fight he was watching. I think the British Boxing Board of Control need to have a word with him. But it was what it was. I'm not going to complain. Many men probably wouldn't have got up from that knockdown, but I did, and that's what it is. It is what it is. I'm disappointed, Gareth, but I'm not going to cry over spilt milk. It is what it is. My friend Dave Ray would say this: many worse things have happened at sea. So life continues. It is what it is. Oh yeah, life goes on, even after the draw is done. Where's Tim? Where's Tim?
Yeah.
A long, long time ago,
I can still remember
how that music used to make me smile. What's it?
if I had my chance.
I could make those people dance. Sing along if you know the words. Oh wow, come on. February made me shiver with every paper I deliver. Bad news on the doorstep.
I couldn't take
one more thing. Come on, guys, join in. If I cried when I heard the valleys will rise. Come on. Something touched me deep inside the day. Sing along. The music died. All together now. So bye, Miss American Pie. Oh, the Chevys in the levee, but the levee was dry. And the low boys were drinking whiskey and wine. Come on, Freddie! This will be the day that I die. Come on! This will be the day that I die. Thank you! It's done! Thank you very much! Ladies and gentlemen, good night, I love you all! Tip the waitress is on the way out, guys. Thank you.
Walker coming out?
Oh yeah, I'm sure. Yeah.
I've got to go to the change and get my bags.
Sorry.
You're an American. That's a Queen song. Only in America.
All right, guys, hang tight. We were just told that Wilder is on his way, so hopefully he comes out soon. Sure. I think my arm is stuck like this. I don't think I can. I can't fold it back. Is this yours? Oh, it's kale.
Squeeze in, bro. I don't know. It's tight. It's a tight squeeze. You're good, you're good. Go right there.
He looks like the white Ali in terms of his weight and stature. Can you compare his ability to box? Obviously, I'm much better to see Ali live.
But I don't know, he has great boxing, very strong, great
We're good, we're good, we're good.
You work with great heavyweights in the past, even Mike Tyson. Where do you compare Tyson Fury to the, just the greats in the heavyweight history?
Just he has so much heart. He really was one of the biggest punches out there, and it didn't look like Wilder was going to catch him at all.
Deontay's on his way, everybody, so thanks for your patience.
He finally got aggressive, and he knew that he needed that, and he did what he had to do, and now they're doing it just also.
Do you think a rematch would be different?
Yeah, I think that's definitely different. I mean, the thing is, we would prepare him a lot, we would have no time, and this is like really, really good. Let's face it, the first two fights were worth nothing. I mean, he could could have fought you. So, I hope you're not that good.
Freddie.
Yeah, but yeah, we'll be love good with you.
Freddie,
Could you just give a quick comment on your scorecard?
Hey everybody, Deontay's on his way in, so we'll get started any second.
Yeah, it was very wide to Deontay. That was ridiculous. Again, I really want to cry about this, and I guess we just want to go into the future and win a rematch and get a better opponent. I mean, the thing is, that's our only option. I mean, we're not going to just say just a ordinary title. How did you
He's, I mean, comeback fighter of the year. He's comeback person. I mean, when you look at what he's gone through and where he was tonight, the effort he put forth. You know, people were saying Tyson Fury's only had a couple of fights. He hasn't had enough fights. He's not ready. He was in the best physical condition I've ever seen him in. He was in the best mental condition he probably has ever been in. How many guys come back from that knockout in the last round? Nobody. Dude, his eyes rolled in his head. He came up, he like literally popped up like the fucking Undertaker.
Have you ever seen a guy get up after being knocked down that hard?
Once. And I got to think about what fight it was. But it was a similar situation. It was like popping up like the Undertaker. Razor right. I mean, that was really like almost like a WWE fight.
Yeah, that was Razor right.
Second time. Yeah. It actually was. Actually, I was talking about it was a fight I seen the first time. It was almost insane.
Lou, do you feel like Deontay has to go over there given the first fight was here? A lot of people thought that Fury won the fight and that was the judging, you know.
No one's going to foreclose anybody. No one's going to decide anything right now. I think, Kevin, it's going to have to do with probably where these two men can make the most money.
That'd be Vegas.
And lastly, just, you know, what does this do in your opinion for the division? Like you look at
this energized the division hugely. I mean, the top of this division is super high quality for the first time in a long, long time. There's an American heavyweight champion that people would be proud of. There's two guys over in Great Britain that are great champions. I personally, I'm not denigrating anybody, but I think both guys tonight could easily, not easily, but both guys tonight very possibly would beat the third guy. I think that it was a great night for the heavyweight division. You know, the old saying, so goes the heavyweight division, so goes boxing. Tonight was a great night for boxing. The heavyweights are back on the picture, and we have a great American heavyweight champion. Fury came over here, and man, a 6'9" guy that can box like that, come on, that's unbelievable. I mean, that guy is a master boxer. And the knockdown that he popped up from in the 12th round, very few men in the history of boxing can pop up in the heavyweight division, being knocked down that hard. I mean, he was. I was running toward the ring. Shelly Finkel was on the stairs. I mean, Tyson's eyes rolled in his head, but he literally popped up like the Undertaker, and I was sitting there going, "Oh my God, holy shit!" You know, I was shocked.
Hey, look. Tyson, camera view for the LA News Observer. Tyson was in here moments ago, and he seemed to take this as a moral victory. How are you guys taking this on Waterside?
You know, when two guys go out there and they lay it all out there, and they put it all on the line, and they both leave healthy, and the fans are happy, what's there to be upset about, man? Like, you know, really, like, could you have had it a round or two for Fury? Do I understand why particularly the travelers that came here and the gypsies that support Tyson are upset? Do I understand? Sure. Do I understand why there are people on Deontay's side that sat there and said we knocked him down twice, we should have won? Okay. You know what? Doesn't matter. It was a great fight. The decision was fair, even though it might have been controversial in a sense. There are people that thought it could have gone either way. Boxing won. The fans won. The future of boxing is brighter because the heavyweight division right now is so vibrant.
Lou, right here. You said that the rematch would be wherever they can make the most money. Why it seem like there's a reluctance to put it in Vegas where everything else is when it comes to boxing?
I mean, look, I gotta be honest right now. I think Tyson's going back to his family to celebrate Christmas. Deontay's going back to his family, he's gonna celebrate Christmas. We'll talk about everything else after the new year. The year ended really well for professional boxing. Tonight, it was really a great way to usher out 2018. Two of the best heavyweights in the world, maybe, in my opinion, frankly, they are the two best heavyweights in the world put on a show tonight. And they both did their thing. Tyson boxed his ass off. Very few heavyweights in the history of boxing can box like that. Deontay Wilder, maybe not having his greatest night ever, still put the guy down twice and almost had him out. Very few guys would have gotten up from that second knockout. You know, honestly, the judging, there was nothing to complain about, really. I mean, like, the decision was fair. It was a good night across the board. And it was great to see Tyson be the sport he was up here and the sport he was in the ring. And similarly, Deontay Wilder. When those guys embraced in that ring, that was true respect. And it was deserved.
Final question for me. Regardless of what happens in early 2019, they fight wherever. Do you think y'all can finally get Joshua here to America?
I don't give a shit about Joshua.
Lou, do you think that this was maybe the best possible scenario? If Deontay had knocked out Tyson Fury in a couple rounds, people wouldn't have given him any credit. If Fury had outboxed Wilder to a boring decision, they would have said Wilder, you know, wasn't what people were making him out to be. Do you think that this played out favorably for both guys?
A great fight always plays out favorably. Ladies and gentlemen, the heavyweight champion of the world, Deontay Wilder.
Deontay right here.
Man, I want to say thank you guys for coming out. Thank you for waiting on me again. I always have y'all guys waiting. You know, I'll be slow motion back there because, man, when we put our life on the line in the ring, you know, we got to sit back and thank God that we made it out of the ring. You know, this boxing, man, it's life or death in there at times. At least that's what you feel like. And getting hit in the head is definitely not cool. So when you can get out and go back and see your family is always a blessing. So, you know, we here though. What amazing fight though. What an amazing fight. You know, one thing I'm happy about, because I got a lot of questions that I ask myself, you know, but one thing I'm happy about that this fight lived up to the hype. You know, many times we've seen fights being promoted and they talk a good game. You know, they got the hype going. And then when you get in the fight, it's not as hype as the talking was. But in this fight, it actually was. You know, we did a great promotion. I think we both did a great promotion, promoting the fight. And the fight lived up to it, you know. I don't know how he got up, you know. And I don't know why they didn't start the count earlier, you know. But we don't make no mistakes. Well, I mean, we don't make no excuses. I started overthrowing my right hand because I really wanted to get him out of there, you know, and start overshooting. It felt like he had baby oil on him too. He was slippery, you know. But all in all, I had a lot of fun. I had a great time, man. I hope y'all guys did as well, and y'all see me soon. Questions?
Deontay, over here. In the 12th round when you dropped him, you looked as though you were celebrating and you thought the fight was over. Was it hard for you to snap back into fight mode when he got up? Did it feel like your adrenaline was kind of out of your body?
Man, I was like, you know what I'm saying? Because I really thought I had him out of there. Because I hit him with the right hand and followed with the left hook. And you know, everyone knows I got heavy hands and I hit hard. And I literally seen this man's eyes rolling in the back of his head. And I seen Jack on the ground with him, you know, checking him. I'm like, it's over, you know. You know, only God knows how he got back up, you know. But like I said, I had fun though. I don't make excuses. I enjoy the moment and go back to my family. That's the main thing about it. Like enjoying the moment
displaying my talent amongst the world, what God blessing me with, and then going back to my family, man. That's my happiest.
Deontay, to your right, congratulations on a great performance in there. Do you feel in some way vindicated with how you fought, for critics of you, and you've had many throughout your career, the fact that you came in and fought against an undefeated champion who had, the claim to the linear heavyweight title, and you did what you did? Do you feel vindicated even though you didn't win the fight?
No, I mean, it was a great fight. I don't want to take that away from the fight. Like I said, I got a few questions that I ask myself that's circulating around, with the count, and I see my man Joe Hanks. They got on him quick. He hit the ground. They started counting. You know what I mean? But Fury was laid out, and it's like they hesitated a little bit or whatever. But like I said, I take that from it. We both going home happy. And that's what it's all about. Two fighters whooping each other ass and being able to hug each other at the end and tell each other we love each other. Although, with the build up to the fight, we just wanted to kill each other, you know what I mean? And that's the magic part about it, being able to go in there and beat each other up and then at the end and say, I love you, bro. You have a great day, I'll see you soon,
Just to follow up too with one other question about tactics, you said that, you were getting overshooting on the right hand. Did you feel like you failed to go to the body enough? Like if you had gone to the body, that might have opened the headshot for you?
Yeah, that was definitely the game plan as well too, to go to the body a little bit more. But I got out of the game plan a little bit because I was trying to get him out of there. And I know when I tried to get a guy out of there, it never happens. It never happened. I know that. That's a lesson I learned a long time ago, and I just resort back to it. I could never, get out of there. I wanted to get him out. I guess it was just the building up to the fight, just really just wanted to knock him out, for the fans, first pay-per-view, just, all that stuff take accountable. But like I said, I'm a man of few excuses. I'm very happy with the performance. I'm happy with the outcome, and we live to see another day and do it again for you guys. The fans win. The fans win in this one. This was a hell of a fight to really just determine who's the best in the heavyweight division. And the heavyweight division is just on fire right now. I think this takes it even more farther to the top.
Deontay, quick question. One question for you and one question for Shelly Finkel. Deontay, after 36 minutes against Tyson Fury, you said he was very slippery. Do you think in a rematch it'll be easier to hit?
Yeah, it'll definitely be more easier for me to hit him because I'll be more patient, in throwing my punches. Because when I replay, like when I was in the fight, I'm like, when I'm overshooting myself, I could feel it. It's like when I was shooting the right hand, it ain't like he was ducking all the way down. It was like right here in the pocket. And I'm like, why am I not hitting? Why I'm overshooting my punches? But like I said, I was too anxious. I wanted to really get him out of there, and I think my emotion got the best of me. I don't think I know. My emotions got the best of me. Wanted to just really get him out of there, and some of the game plan went out the window, and I resorted to just trying to knock him out.
Shelly, quick question. Shelly, right here.
Oh, okay. Nice. Yeah, he's on the line.
Shelly, quick question. Do you believe that a Wilder-Fury rematch takes precedent, and with that, do you believe an Anthony Joshua fight basically gets tabled for 2019 being as realistic as you can be?
At this moment, we don't know what is going to be next. If this other promoter calls tomorrow like he said, we'll hear. If not, it's fine. I believe the fight right now with Fury is a stronger fight and probably more logical to happen because, look, he still dropped the guy twice.
You lit right
that last fight, that last round, I was surprised he got up. I ran to the corner and it was over. And I'm not sure that the other side is still not afraid of him.
Deontay, what was your thinking? I know in press row the scores were all over the map. What were you thinking the scores were as you entered the 12th round? And I think, the thing that happened in the 12th, you wanted to walk in the footsteps of the giants of the heavyweight division. Do you feel like what you accomplished in the 12th round truly makes you feel like you've arrived?
With the score, I was just listening to my team about, if I'm up or down or whatever. So I really wasn't thinking nothing about the score. I was just looking at what was going on in the ring, and I felt with the 2 knockdowns that put me in the head no matter what, especially the knockdown in the 12th round, because I felt like the fight was very close leading up into the 12th round, but the 2 knockdowns, I felt like it would have put me over top, you know. And what was the second question?
Just your legacy. I mean, wanting to.
Oh yeah. I definitely think, you know, it puts me amongst them. You know, there's still a lot of work to be done. You know, still building. You know, I think boxing fans and the fans in general you know, they hold high expectations for us in these times and days, because everybody always dwelling and living in the past, and they can't move on from the past, because we can make the future better. We can make the present better right now. We can make it, but it's so much negativity towards it. You know, how a fighter fights, and if he fighting this and fighting that. You know, I always blame a lot of things on the people that's heavily involved in boxing. They always criticizing a fighter, you know, for certain things instead of just praising them. Because you get a lot of fans that come into boxing, just like today. There's a lot of fans that, you know, never kept up with boxing until this fight. You know, this fight got bigger and bigger and bigger, and even got bigger in the end. And if you hearing commentators talking crazy, or somebody, oh, he ain't never fought nobody, he ain't got, you know, he can't box or whatever, because styles make fights, and we all have different styles. And I always say that boxing would be boring if everyone had one-on-one fundamental boxing, being able to throw a proper, you know, jab, proper right hand, proper left hook. What would be so special about fighters if everyone was doing that? You know, with styles, that's what makes boxing so unique, make it so special. Because you want to mix this style against this style, and if styles make great fights, why criticize it? You know, I know my style, I know what it is, and it's not going nowhere. You know, and I don't see why. You know, I think I don't know, man. It's gonna take it's still work, but I think it's in great progress. We're on the right road. And not only just me, but there's a lot of guys, man. The heavyweight division is well alive. And with this fight, it definitely puts it even more at the top, you know.
Deontay over here. Hey, Deontay, congrats on the performance. How did Tyson Fury's boxing ability meet your expectations?
Yeah, he did. We knew Tyson could box, you know, to be a 6'9" guy. We never took that for granted. We always took him serious. We knew he could box. And for me, it was just, like I said, I got out of the game plan. I got out of the, you know, just trying to knock him out. And I know when I try to do it, and I just let myself go with the flow, just let myself go with what I know, it's gonna be a long fight for me. It's always been, you know, even in the beginning of my career when I'm trying to knock guys out, although I got them, but it was more difficult to do. And tonight, you know, I was just overshooting it to the point where I started hyperextending my right hand, my right arm, and elbows started hurting and everything. But you know me, I don't quit. I still fight when I got a broken arm. I still fight you when I tear my bicep, 3rd-degree burns, whatever. You know, I'm a fighter. I'm a warrior. I got that mentality. My mindset is very strong for that. So, you know, I still carried on. I still did what I had to do. And, you know, it was a great fight. At the end of the day, it was a great fight. Like I said, we both go home as winners. You know, the fan wins. And like Steven Espinosa